So today we're gonna learn about actions. We'll know things about actions on Google which you don't know now. You will get familiar with the new tool, Actions Builder tool for developing actions on Google. Earlier we used to develop using Dialogflow, where we need to like maintain the balance between the Dialogflow and the actions on Google console. Now everything is simplified. We only have to like do all the things and actions on Google console, and that's pretty much it. So I'll make sure that you enjoy learning it, and it is worth spending your time over here. So let's start. So a quick intro about me. I'm Nimesh Solanki. I'm a huge conversational AI enthusiast. I have been developing voice-based applications for over 2 years now, and I have been developing voice-based applications for Alexa, Google Assistant, Bixby, and yeah. So apart from that, I am also a full stack web developer. So I develop full stack. I'm a full stack web developer and voice developer. So here are my quick links of all social media links I have. So if you have any queries, even after the session gets over, you can reach out to me at any time to this links, LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, anything works for me. So the new way involves Actions Builder. So Actions Builder is a new tool for developing actions for Google Assistant. So Actions Builder, let me give you a brief what exactly is Actions Builder. Actions Builder is basically a web-based tool. It's a GUI, graphical user interface, that allows you to develop, design, and test your various conversation onto this platform. So it's basically a tool for developing actions on Google. You can even visualize how the conversation is going and everything you can do in this tool. So let's learn more about that. So now, in the new way of developing for actions for Google Assistant, what really happens is over here, the user passes a query to the Google Assistant, Google Assistant. So over here, if you can notice, we don't have Dialogflow. Everything, whatever happens, is directly on Google Assistant and whatever the backend logic you wrote. So what happens is when the user says something to the Google Assistant picks that speech, converts into text, applies some ML algorithms, and then so in this Actions Builder, it has updated the NLU algorithms, which is much smarter and is able to pick up whatever ambiguities, it solves all those ambiguities and able to answer in much less time. So it is faster and it understands well in this new tool. So whenever the user says something to Google Assistant, it converts, and based on the intent matching or slot matching, this concept I'll cover later on in a few slides. So basically, whatever the Google Dialogflow used to do is now converted into now Google Assistant does that, and based on your backend logic, so if you notice there's a loop. So until all the slots are fulfilled, it will continue the loop. Once all slots are fulfilled, it will send the response to Google Assistant, and Google Assistant will deliver the prompt to the user by speech. So let's discuss some of the key terms. So first of all, scene. Let me give you a simple example to explain what scene is. You can think of scene as various the various parts of a conversation. Let's say you are on a call with someone. Let's say you are on an interview, like a remote interview call nowadays because of the pandemic. So what really happens is once the interviewer picks up the call, you greet, you introduce about yourself, then you discuss about the main interview part, then there's a conclusion. So the way we are dividing the whole conversation into certain chunks are called scenes. Over here, first scene is greetings, then comes the introduction, then the main interview goes on, and at the end, conclusion part comes up. So the way we divide the whole conversation into various components are basically scenes. Next is custom intents. So before going into custom intents, let's talk about what are system intents. So there are actually uh, three types of system you already predefined intents. Those are called system intents. So basically, system intents are intents which are helpful in uh, designing the conversation. For example, let's say out of nowhere, let's say the conversation is going between the user and your action, and out of nowhere the user says help or exit, then appropriate intents are invoked and appropriate actions are taken. So, for example, the user says help, so we don't need to write code to appropriate that logic, to incorporate that logic. Instead, Google Assistant adds system intents which help us in which helps us in designing better conversation, because we need to add those intents so that in case the user is not understanding what exactly is going on, by using help intent or exit intent or a no match intent. Help intent is used when the user doesn't know what exactly is going on. Exit intent is used when exit intent or like quitting the conversation. The user doesn't want to continue with the conversation. And no match is when the user said something which Google Assistant or your action is not expecting. At that time, no match is triggered. So these are custom intents defined or predefined inside actions builder or your action. Let's talk about custom intents. So what exactly are custom intents? Let's say I want to order coffee. Over here, so here I will say, please order black coffee for me. So if you see the intent, the user's intention, my intention is to order, and the thing which I want to order is coffee. So the variable, let's say, if after some time, if I say please order pizza for me or please order green tea for me. So over here, as you can see, the user's intent remains the same. That is to order something, and the variable over here is green tea or black coffee, something like that, pizza. So these are the variables, and the variables we call variables slot in voice technology. So whatever the variables are there in your conversation are called slots. So once that's out of the way, let's talk about training phrases. So training phrases are basically the phrases said by the user to invoke a particular intent. Let's say in the previous example, the intent was to order something. So for ordering something, the user may say, let's say, please order this thing for me. Please order this thing. Please order pizza. Please order green tea. So there are many ways to say the same thing, to convey the same thing. So those are the training phrases. So we need to add various we need to add various ways in which the user could say, please order coffee for me, please order pizza. We need to incorporate minimum 10 to 15 phrases are required as per the best practices. So 10 to 15 phrases you need to add to make sure that Google Assistant is able to catch. So we need to add training phrases in such a way that the Google Assistant is able to pick up whatever the user is asking, no matter how. So over here, what we are trying to do is we'll be adding training phrases in a number of ways, such that even though the user says something is relatable to, like, in different ways, still our Google Assistant our action will be smart enough to pick up that phrase and convert into the appropriate action. So next is transition. So whenever the conversation is transitions from one scene to another scene, then transition comes into play. Let's say in my previous interview example, let's say when the greetings from both the sides ends, what you do is you start with the actual conversation. You start with the introduction. So the transition between greeting and introduction, that is actually that. So the way you are transitioning from one scene to another scene is that comes under transitions. So these are the only terms which you will encounter while developing for actions on Google. For Google Assistant, these are the mostly all the terms. Once you are clear with these terms, let's move forward. So let's actually start building. So to start building, we'll have to head over to console.actions.google.com. Please make sure that you're logged in with your Gmail account, which will help us in starting creating a new project. So please head over to this URL, console.actions.google.com. Okay. So once you are over here, what we'll do is we'll click on new project because we'll start developing the project from scratch. So we'll click on new project. You can name it whatever you want. This is not the name of your application. This is the name of your project. So you can name it. I will name it Cake Fun. I don't know, something. So over here it is asking what kind of action do you want to build. So there are various templates already available. If you select Smart Home, so it will automatically add that particular intent system level intent and stuff. So over here we'll do custom and hit next. So now it says how do you want to build it. So for this, so these are the various templates which you can use. Hello World template, Factwork, Google Conversation Components. So these are various templates which you can use to develop action. So over here, let's start from scratch. So I'll select blank project and I'll click on start building on the top right. All right. So this is the display name. So display name is it is a two words name. For example, I'll name it Fun Cake Fun, which I named it. Even though if you apply the same name, that is also fine. Same as a project, that is also fine. But make sure that you don't put something like Google Assistant because that is Google is the brand's name, so it won't allow you. Please don't use some brand's name. See, it says could not reserve your pronunciation of Google Assistant because the action name. So there's an error. So it says please don't use some brand's name or some already predefined company's name. You can add whatever other name that suits your action. So I'll say Cake Fun is the name of my application action. Once you are done, you can even hear
Cake Fun.
Yeah, you can even hear how exactly Google Assistant will pronounce. Once that is done, please hit save. So this time around we didn't receive any errors. That's great. So let me walk you through the console. What we have over here. So as I told you earlier as well, we have overview tab, develop, test, deploy, analytics. These are all the tabs we'll be using today. Mostly develop and test. I'll definitely go through each one of these one by one. So next, on to the left, we have a navigation panel where it says scenes. As I already told you that by giving that interview example, there are various scenes: greeting, introduction, main topic, and the conclusion. So the way we are breaking down the whole conversation into smaller chunks, those smaller chunks are basically called scenes. Next thing is intents. I already explained you. So intents are basically the way to grab the user's intention and perform a particular code based on the user's intention. Next is type. I'll cover this in a moment. Webhook. Webhook is basically calling your web service in case you want to like write your backend code into some other service like Firebase, Google Cloud Platform, Cloud Functions. You can provide directly the link and it will work as fine, just fine. Over here we have theme customization. If you want to like theme your provide some theme to your conversation, then you can do that. There's account linking. If you require to add account, if you want to include user authentication, then you can go ahead and use account linking, and there are some backend services. So once the display name is set, what we'll do is we'll click on main invocation. So as you can see, this is the main this is the main flow of our conversation. Like when the user says talk to Cake Fun, this is the main invocation for application. So Cake Fun is my application's name. So whenever you want to invoke an action in Google Assistant, you say talk to, then the name of your application. That way you invoke that particular application. Over here, the name of my application is Cake Fun. That's why I will say talk to Cake Fun. In your case, it would be something else. You can appropriately say according to your application's name. So over here, I'll say talk to Cake Fun, and it will invoke Cake Fun. And what it is currently doing is Cake Fun is sending this particular prompt. Start building your action by defining invocation. Okay. Next thing is let's update from the code lab, and I'll simply paste it over here. So what really happened, what currently is happening is when the user is invoking our action, the conversation hands it over to this particular block, and this particular block responds a wondrous greeting adventure. This particular string is returned back to the user. So over here, if you click, okay, before that, so it says when your action is invoked, we can do two things. We can call our webhook and we can send some prompts. We can do both the things at once as well. So currently we are just sending a static response to the user that a wondrous greeting adventurer, welcome to the mythical land of Crescent. Based on your clothes, you're not from around this land. It looks like you're on your way to an epic journey. So this is basically an application. We are currently asking the users for some input, and based on the user's input, we are responding back to the user. So this is simply a story which we're gonna, based on that story, which we're gonna develop the action. It's simple. It's really simple. So let me hit save. Make sure that you keep saving your progress frequently, like at regular intervals, so that your progress is not lost. Once you add this particular string in the speech section, and speech to this, assign it to this key, we can head over and test it out. So for testing this particular conversation will go to in the test tab of the actions console. Also, there are various other things involved. You can choose YAML or JSON, whichever one is comfortable to you. You can use that. I think YAML looks much cleaner, so I'll go ahead with YAML. Okay, and see over here, as you can see, currently this particular block is selected. So whenever the action is invoked, we are sending some prompts, and this is the prompt which will be sent back to the user. And once this is over, we we can see there's some transition. So what we're currently doing is once we send this particular prompt to the user, currently the transition happens to end the conversation. As you can see it over here as well, that once this particular block is invoked, it sends this prompt, and once that prompt is sent, it ends the conversation. Let's see the action in the simulator. So we are currently in the test simulator. Over to the left, as you can see, this is actually the main area where we'll be interacting with our action. And over here, this is the log section where we'll be viewing the logs written from the actions Google Assistant. Again, you click on by clicking on this mic icon, and then you can speak, and then it will invoke the action. Other way is to, like, you can directly click on this suggestion chip. Once I click on this talk to Cake Fun, as you can see now, the updated response is sent back. So it says getting the test version is the system generated prompt. This is the exact prompt which we like. This is the exact string which we wrote over here. It is being shown to the user. So a wondrous fleeting adventure. This is the prompt sent back to the user from the Google Assistant, from your action actually. So this is working fine. And as you can see in the log section, it says Cake Fun left the conversation. Why is it? Because remember, we said the transition, once this particular part is over, transition into end conversation. That's why we are ending the conversation. The conversation gets ended by the action. So yeah, once that is out of the way, as you can see, we have some settings at the top of the lock screen. We can even change Smart Display to phone, and the view onto the left will change appropriately. If we change it to speaker, but speaker doesn't have a visual display, so it won't show anything. We can even select iOS, but for now, let's stick to Smart Display. Let's talk about the logs now. So over here we have, so we didn't provide any input, we just started the conversation. That's why it says currently we are in the start conversation scene. Remember the the scenes I talked about earlier. So this is the start conversation scene. We don't have any session storage or user storage, but what exactly is matched? So when the user, when it is in the start conversation, the intent ID is main. As you can see over here, it is the main invocation, so it maps to the main intent, and this particular speech is being written by the action to the Google Assistant. The speech and the text, and once this particular part is being sent to the given to the user, it ends the conversation because we have nothing assigned after that. Okay, let's move ahead. So next what we'll do is we don't want it to end the conversation just yet. We want to develop the conversation further. So what we'll do is instead of transitioning into end conversation, we'll create a new scene called start scene. So what we're doing is we are, instead of transitioning into end conversation, which was selected by default, as you can see, it is changing like over here as well. If I change it to start, it is saying now it will transition to start scene. Make sure you hit save at a regular intervals. Once it is saved, let's go back. Let's go over here. Okay. Now currently we are in the start scene. As you can see, this was the main invocation tab. So once you transition into new scene, a new tab will pop up and it will show, okay, we are in the start scene. So what really happened? Well, let's recap. Let's discuss what has happened till now. what really happens is when the user says talk to CakeFun, what is happening is it invokes your application and sends this particular prompt back to the user. And once this particular part is over, we are sending the static response. So make sure that this checkbox is marked. And once this particular response is sent back to the user, we are transitioning into the start scene. Let's talk about what is start scene. So this is simply, like you can say, a different part of the conversation where we'll start asking user some questions, and based on the user's response, we'll return back some appropriate responses. That's the only thing. There's nothing hard in this. That's the only thing we're gonna do. Okay, so as you can see, once the user is as you can read it from over here, it says transition from the main invocation, we are transitioning into the start scene. So there are a few blocks, as you can see, mentioned over here. So it says the moment the conversation transitions to the start scene, what prompt, what you want to do. So it says on enter is the thing which you need to add. So let's say the moment conversation enters the start scene, I will say I want to send some prompts. On the moment it enters, on enter. So what we are sending? We are sending the prompts that before you continue on your quest, would you like your fortune to be told? So this is a simple application where we ask the user some questions, and based on the user's response, based on the user's replies, we put some responses. So over here, what we are doing is we are asking the user something. So we are asking that before you continue on your quest, would you like your fortune to be told? So we are asking the user whether you want to do this or not, whether you want your fortune to be told or not. So the user may say yes, no. If the user doesn't know that what exactly is going on to the conversation, we can add some suggestions to it. If you click suggestions over here, it will show, it will add this particular piece of code automatically to this the YAML file, where over here we can directly say, so let's say first suggestion is yes, the next one is, let's say, no. So these are the possible responses, right? If we ask someone to, like, if you want your fortune to be told, we are asking, let's say user can say yes, or the user can say no. So let's save and test it out. Click on OK. So as you can see in the left side of the display, in the smart display, as you can see, we have yes and no. These are called the suggestion chips to the user, so that the user stays in the context of the conversation. So smart displays helps a lot in that scenario, because showing some text onto the screen helps the person, keeps them on the track, right? So what is currently happening is we are sending this particular. So this is our greeting, like when the user first invoked. Like if we go back to the main invocation, so as you can see, this was the main greeting which we were. This was the sentence which we were using. We are currently using to greet the user. This is the greeting message. So as you can see, this is the greetings message. Once that part is over, it is set to transition to start. And in start, we recently on prompt, on enter, we sent this prompt before you want to continue. As you can see, before you continue your quest, would you like a fortune to? So over here, we are currently showing to the user and asking the user a question whether they want to, would they like their fortune to be told. So, and also we are showing the two suggestion chips. Please, yeah, okay. So what do you think will happen if we click on this suggestion chips right now? Let's give it a try. It says, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you try again? Because we ask the question to the user. We also show to the user that what are the expected responses, but we didn't teach our action that how to interpret when the user says yes, what to do. We haven't told our action. So let's do that now. Okay. So after adding suggestions, that part is done. Let's create intents. So what really happened in this case is over here, the user's intent was yes. Like the user was saying, yes, I want to do that. So, but our action doesn't know what to do with that yes. So first we'll have to create intent called yes intent to make sure and add training phrases so that our action will know when the user said yes, and based on once that particular intent is matched, we'll send back some prompts. So let's do that. As you can see that we have intents tab over here. Okay, then once you click new intent, these are the system generated intents which are predefined. We don't have to code, we don't have to write any logic for that. It is already predefined. So out of nowhere, if the user says exit or cancel, like out of nowhere in the middle of the conversation, so these are the global intents. So there are local intents and global intents. Global intents are the intents which you can trigger at any point of time. Let's say if we are in the interview, let me give you one hypothetical scenario where it would work. Let's say we are in an interview kind of setting where we are asking questions, and out of nowhere the user says exit. So Google Assistant is smart enough to address the user's intention, because over here, as you can see, cancel or exit is a global intent. That means no matter how deep you are in the conversation, exit will still execute its logic. So those are global intents. No matter how deep you are in the conversation, still based on the user's input, it will carry out the respective task. Over here we have, in case of no match, if the user says something that doesn't match to the conversation, it will trigger no match intent. No input is triggered when the user doesn't say anything. When the user, let's say in case over here, before you continue on your quest, would you like your fortune told? Over here, the Google action will wait for 8 seconds for the user's input. If the user, let's say, doesn't give any input, then no input intent will automatically get triggered, and based on your logic, it will generate some response. And the cancel intent, which I explained earlier as well, which is exit or cancel. The user doesn't want to continue the conversation, so the user says cancel or exit, it will get triggered and the action will leave the conversation. So let's create one new intent called yes intent. Let's name it just yes. Okay. So let's click on yes intent. Please make sure that after naming it yes intent, hit click on it, and let's add training phrases. So over here, let's see what exactly things are going on over here. So it says, is this a global intent? No, that's not a global intent, because after, like, we are into the conversation, and out of nowhere, if the user says yes, that doesn't mean anything to our application. Let's say your action is asking for something to the user, but the user suddenly says yes, that doesn't mean anything into the context of the application. So is this a global intent? So we'll say no, this is not a global intent, it's a local intent. So whenever a particular scene or whenever in a particular scene, whenever there is a quotient, whenever there's a quotient to the user, at that point we'll use this particular intent. So let's add training phrases. So as I said earlier, there are numerous ways of saying yes. There are numerous ways of saying, please order something for me. Similarly, there are numerous ways of saying yes. So let's say the user may say, yeah, yes, yep. I even say why, because you remember in Linux, whenever you want to install anything, y /n it shows up, so you can add that also. So if you see over here, it says add training phrases. It says enter at least 10 phrases a user might say to match this particular intent. So for the demonstration purposes, it's fine. But if you're planning to deploy it to production, please make sure that you have at least 10 phrases a user might say to match this particular intent. Okay. So once we have the user may also say, let's do it, something like that. So please make sure that you cover all those utterances. I know that it's hard to cover all those utterances, but try to cover as many as possible so that your action understands the user's intention properly and invokes the particular function for the full functionality of that particular intent. So once you have added all the training phrases, please hit save. Similar to yes intent, let's create no intent. So whenever user says no, well, this particular intent should get matched. Adding new entry. All right, what's going on? Okay, I think there was a network error. Okay, let's head over to our no intent. So as you can see from the top tabs, we have main invocation tab, start tab, yes tab, and no tab. So yes is basically yes intent. Just right now we added the training phrases for yes intent. Similarly, let's add training phrases for no intent. And as we already discussed, this is not a global intent. Instead, it's a local intent. So so let's start adding phrases for no. The user might say no, and no, something like that. No, thanks. So please add minimum of at least 10 phrases. Currently, just for the demonstration purposes, I'm just limiting it to 5. But if you're planning to deploy it, to production, make sure you have at least 10 phrases. So once you have added that, please keep on clicking save. Let's try out. So what do you think? Will it work? Let me reset the test. Let's try it out. Let's see whether it works or not, because we have defined. So we have now defined what a yes intent is, what a no intent is. Let's see if it works or not. So what do you think? Will it work? Let's figure out. Okay, so it says get the test version. Cool. And so this much is our greetings from the first invocation. The moment we invoke this particular action, this is the greeting that we send. And once that greeting is sent, we are transitioning into another scene called start scene. And this particular prompt is coming from the start scene. So over here, if you see, the scene is changed to start scene, and on enter, we are providing some prompt. And prompt is appended to this particular string. And these are the suggestions we are sending it to the user. So as you can see, this log is a great help while debugging this particular action. So please make sure that you explore by yourself. And if you, in case you have any doubts, please make sure that you reach out to me, or you can even comment down in the chat. So this is a great tool for debugging purposes. Let me collapse. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's say yes. Still it says it is not, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you try again? Let's explore what exactly the logs say. So over here, if you see, the user input is yes, but it is not being matched to a particular intent. So that's why, so the intent ID is no match. As you can see, it is a no match, that whatever the user said is not expected. So what have we done so far is, we have sent the prompt, greeting prompt. We have sent the transition when the conversation is transitioning into the start scene. We are sending a prompt: before you continue, would you like your fortune to be told? That is the start scene. But we haven't configured our action. What should be done when the user says yes or no? We have defined what is yes and what is no, but we have not actually connected to our conversation. So let's do that. Let's go back to the develop tab and the start scene. So we were at the start scene. So over here, what we'll do is, let's go to custom intent handling. Find the intent that we want it to handle. When I say select intent, let's select yes intent. And when we can also send some prompts when the user is saying yes, when the send over here before you continue, and these are the suggestion chips we sent. So based on the input which will come from the user, we are handling it using custom intent. As you can see, these were the system intent and these are the custom intents. So we are handling it. So we are handling it using custom intent. So what really is going on is, when yes is matched. So when the user says yes, when that particular thing is matched, what we are doing is, we are sending the prompts and we are transitioning into, let's say for now, we'll end the conversation. So as you can see, a transition, this particular prompt is attached to the start scene. So let's save this and let's add one more intent handling, because we'll also handle no. If the user says no, we'll send the prompts. And let me grab the prompt for no from the code lab. Okay, so when the user says no, we'll send this particular prompt back to the user. So what really happens is, when we are coming from the main invocation, we transition to start scene. The moment we transition into start scene, these are the prompts which are given back to the this particular prompt is given back to the user with this suggestion, whether they want to continue, yes or no. Once that is done, what really happens is, whatever the input is coming back coming from the user, we want to handle it using custom intents. That's why we have created this custom intent. So once the custom intent, once we have created, all we need to do is click on this plus button and add the intent. So over here, what we are doing is when the yes is matched, we are ending the conversation. Before that, we are sending this particular prompt. Your future depends on the aid you choose to use your quest. You choose to use for your quest. Choose wisely. Farewell. So we are just ending the conversation. Similarly, when no intent is matched, what we are doing is we are sending the prompts. This is the prompt that we are sending, and what we'll do is if you scroll down a little bit, transition section. In this transition section, what we'll do is we'll simply end the conversation for now. Let's save it and test it out. Let me scroll back up and reset this test. Please make sure that you hit save button and test it frequently in order to avoid some failures or something. Cool. So once the conversation is saved over here, let's go to in the test simulator. We are in the test simulator. We'll use the suggestion chip to invoke our action. Let's click on talk to CakeFun. Okay, so this much is expected. That yes, so this much is our greeting. This much is the coming from the main scene. Then we transition into the start scene. This is the prompt on enter. This particular prompt is being sent from the start scene. And these are some suggestion chips, as you can see from the JSON. This is a really great tool. These logs are really great tool for debugging, like also to know what exactly is going on in the conversation. Over here, also onto the left, also you can see in the smart display what exactly is going on. The whole thing is shown, and at the end it says, before you continue your quest, would you like your fortune told? So this particular thing is coming from our start scene. So let's see. It's the moment where we'll figure out whether it works or not. Let's click on yes. Yes, it's working. So now what we did was initially our action didn't know what exactly yes is. Now we have defined the custom yes intent. We have connected that particular intent to our start scene, so it knows what to do when the user says yes. So over here, as you can see, it says your feature depends on the aid you choose for your quest. Choose wisely, farewell stranger. So this particular prompt is coming when the user says yes. As you can see, it says the user's input was yes, and the interaction match was intent ID is yes, and the next scene ID is that we are ending the conversation. So interaction match. So there was a match with the existing intent, and the ID of that intent is yes, and based on that, say yes, or similar to the training phrases, it will